Every gilded cage is built with walls of comfort. The only question is what you're paying for them.
Welcome to The Explainer. We're usually told one official story about our world. But what if there's another one, a hidden narrative running underneath it all? Today, we're going to explore a worldview that's been pieced together from countless alternative sources. It's a story of secret societies, lost civilizations, and maybe even humanity's ultimate purpose. So let's just dive right in with the one question that really gets to the heart of all this. Is the reality we see every day the whole story? Really think about that. That single question challenges pretty much everything we're taught about history, about society, and our own place in the cosmos. The worldview we're mapping out today suggests that our daily reality, it's just the tip of a massive, hidden iceberg. So in this explainer, we're going to take a journey. We'll start at that visible tip and go all the way down into the deepest, most hidden layers of this incredible story.
All right, so let's start at the top. The part of the iceberg we can all see, the world of politics, the media, all the systems that govern our daily lives. According to this worldview, this is basically the stage. It's where the effects of a much deeper game are played out for all of us to see.
So to back this up, a lot of these sources will point to things like Operation Mockingbird. The allegation here is that intelligence agencies systematically put their own people inside major media outlets. Now, this is seen as proof positive that the public narrative we get every day isn't organic. It's actively shaped to serve some kind of hidden agenda.
Okay, now this is a really key point in this whole worldview. It's the argument that we've been deliberately confused about our own system of government. These sources really stress that the U.S. wasn't founded as a democracy where 51% of the people can just impose their will on the other 49%. No, they say it was founded as a constitutional republic where individual rights are protected from the majority. This distinction is presented as absolutely crucial to understanding how our freedoms are supposedly being taken away.
In this quote right here, it really sums up a central theme. This battle for control, it's nothing new. From the moment the printing press was invented, the power to shape the story has been the ultimate prize. The argument is that this battle has now just moved online, into the digital world, creating new and way more sophisticated forms of social management. So where is this all headed? Well, Estonia often gets held up as the blueprint. It's a society where a single digital ID connects every single aspect of your life. Your taxes, your healthcare, your entire online footprint. Privacy as we know it is basically gone. The big concern is that as AI gets smarter, all this data could be used to manage our lives in ways we can't even imagine, even predicting if a relationship will work out before you've even had a first date.
Okay, so if this is the plan, who's behind it? Who's driving this push for total information awareness? Let's peel back another layer of the iceberg and explore the so-called architects who are operating behind the curtain of visible power.
All right, check this out. This is a page from a book that gets cited a lot as a key piece of evidence. What it alleges is that a secret society called the Milner Group had a heavy hand in writing the Treaty of Versailles after World War I. Now, the point isn't just about one treaty. This is presented as proof that major historical events, the kind that shape our world for generations, are actually guided by unelected, unaccountable groups working in the shadows. So the picture being painted here is of this massive, interconnected web. It supposedly starts in elite universities with secret societies like Skull and Bones. From there, members get fast-tracked into powerful jobs in government, in intelligence, in finance, all of it connected through these old family dynasties and secretive global forums like the Bilderberg Group. It's described as the real class system, the hidden one that actually steers world events.
And see, this brings us right back to that point about government. The fear being expressed here is that these hidden groups, operating in the shadows, basically become an unelected majority, and they're powerful enough to override those inherent rights that a republic is supposed to protect.
But why? What's the end game for all this control? To get to that, the sources insist we have to go way, way deeper, into a version of history that's been forgotten or suppressed or just written off as myth.
And this is where things get really wild. We're talking about a complete rewrite of human origins, one that's drawn from the oldest written records on Earth. The claim is that ancient Sumerian tablets describe beings called the Anunnaki, those who from heaven to earth came, who created humanity. The serpent god Enki, for example, is identified as their chief geneticist, and his symbol, two entwined serpents, is presented as an ancient drawing of the DNA double helix. Okay, so what's the evidence for something so out there? Well, proponents point to mysteries that mainstream science struggles to explain, like how did ancient people move the 1,000-ton stone blocks at Baalbek? How did Egyptian civilization just appear, seemingly overnight, with advanced architecture and sanitation? And why do so many separate cultures all over the world have these stories of serpent gods? In this worldview, these aren't coincidences, they're the fingerprints of a lost, highly advanced civilization.
So the crucial point is this. Graham Hancock puts it perfectly here. What if that's the case for the whole human species, that we've forgotten our own life story? What if we are a species with amnesia? The idea is that our entire civilization is built on the ruins of a forgotten past, leaving us totally disconnected from who we really are and what we're capable of.
All right, now we're at the very bottom of the iceberg, the deepest layer. This is where everything we've talked about, the politics, the secret societies, the hidden history, it all comes together in a kind of spiritual, cosmic plan. This is where the story tries to answer the biggest question of all. What is the point of all this struggle?
According to this view, all of human history has been leading up to this one single moment, a great awakening. It supposedly starts with these massive energy waves coming from the center of the galaxy, transforming our entire solar system. This energy then interacts with our very DNA, activating our dormant potential. And the final stage? It's called apotheosis, a word that literally means a human becoming a god, achieving a higher state of consciousness.
So when you boil it all down, what you're left with is a spiritual battle. It's fear versus love. Fear is the primary tool used by the powers that be to control everyone. Trauma is deliberately used to keep humanity in a low vibration state of fear. The opposite force is love. And in this view, the ultimate spiritual task for every single one of us is to overcome that fear, align with love, and raise our own vibration.
And this is interesting. Even familiar texts get a whole new meaning. Take this quote from the Bible. The single eye isn't taken literally. It's seen as a reference to awakening psychic centers in the brain, like the pineal gland, which is often symbolized as a pine cone in ancient art. The belief is that awakening this third eye is a key step to filling your body with spiritual light and reaching that higher consciousness.
Okay, so after that journey from the surface of politics all the way down to the cosmic depths, we're definitely left with more questions than answers. It's a universe of them, really.
I mean, think about it. We've just mapped out this huge, complex story. We went from Operation Mockingbird to the Anunnaki, from the Bilderberg Group to DNA activation. It paints a picture of a world that is far, far more mysterious than the one we think we see every day.
Look, the point of this explainer isn't to tell you what to believe. It's to lay out a powerful and cohesive story that a lot of people use to make sense of a really complex world. And it leaves us with one final big question to chew on. How much of our reality is just built on the stories we believe? And what happens when those stories start to change?